No one warned you, did they? No one told you that your heart would be tested in silence, that your soul would be questioned by shadows, that life would bend you, bruise you, and strip away everything you thought was yours, just to see if you'd still choose to rise. You expected the pain to be temporary. You expected support to be consistent. You expected that hard work and good intentions would shield you from devastation. But the world had other plans. It smiled at you while sharpening its knives. It promised you love, but whispered lies. It told you to be yourself, until you finally became someone unrecognizable. And suddenly, that was a threat. What you didn't know is that the collapse is part of the calling. Because only when the false world burns to the ground can the real one begin to rise. And only when your heart is shattered wide open can your fire finally breathe. So if everything is falling apart, good. Now you get to build something real. They don't prepare you for the weight of becoming. They don't tell you that success is a graveyard of former versions of yourself, that you'll have to bury the people pleaser, that you'll have to execute the victim, that you'll have to dismember the soft, distracted self you spent years defending. And when it begins, when the transformation starts to take root, you'll notice something terrifying. You'll look around and find yourself alone. Not because you're broken, but because most people weren't meant to walk this path. They were meant to watch from a distance. They were meant to doubt you first, so they'd have something to apologize for later. Let them misunderstand you. Let them outgrow you. Let them forget your name. And when they look back in 5 years and wonder how you did it, just smile. They didn't recognize the warrior when you were in your cocoon, but they'll bow when they see the wings. You were never supposed to fit in. That pressure you felt all your life, that low hum of frustration, that tension in your chest like something inside you is suffocating, that wasn't anxiety. That was your soul resisting the lie. That was your higher self scratching at the surface, screaming to be unleashed. You were told to keep your head down, to play it safe, to be humble, be nice, be quiet, be small. And when you started to roar, when you grew teeth, when you dared to speak in full volume, they panicked. Because this world isn't built to hold people like you. It's built to suppress them. And the moment you stepped out of line, the masks fell off. Friends ghosted. Family turned cold. Mentors stopped returning your calls. But you kept going. You kept building. You kept bleeding forward. Because somewhere in the pit of your gut, you knew. You weren't here to be accepted. You were here to be exceptional. The war is internal long before it's external. The greatest enemy you'll ever face isn't out there. It's the voice inside that tells you to give up. Not all at once, but slowly. A skipped workout, a broken promise, a compromise you swore you'd never make. That voice is patient. It waits. It whispers. Just take it easy. Just this once. No one will know. And before long, you don't recognize the person in the mirror. Not because you've changed, but because you've forgotten who you were born to be. The war is waged in these quiet betrayals. When you hit snooze, when you numb your purpose with distraction, when you scroll instead of build, when you lie to yourself to make it through the day. But there is another voice too, quieter, but stronger. A whisper that roars when everything else goes silent. It says, no more. Not one more day of pretending. Not one more second of swallowing your own power. That voice, that's the warrior. And it's been waiting for you to stop being soft long enough to hear it. Pain isn't the enemy. Comfort is. Pain is the currency of transformation. Pain carves away your excuses, your doubt, your weakness. It leaves only truth. But comfort is seductive. It tells you you're doing okay when you're dying inside. It offers pillows while your dream is being buried alive. It's the trap disguised as a blessing. The modern world wants you comfortable. Because comfortable people don't revolt. Comfortable people don't build empires. Comfortable people don't become legends. So the next time you're hurting, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this building in me? Because every tear you've ever cried has a name, and that name is potential. Success isn't owned, it's rented, and rent is due every damn day. No one sees the hours you put in when you're running on fumes. No one sees the meals you skip, the birthdays you miss, the nights you spend grinding while everyone else is numbing themselves. But you see it, you feel it, and one day, the world will see it too. Because work never betrays you. It might not pay you immediately. It might not pat you on the back, but it builds something deeper than money. It builds identity. And once you know who you are, once you've built yourself from the inside out, no man, no system, no demon in hell can take that from you. You are the blueprint. You are the proof. You are the storm. They'll call you obsessed. They'll say you've changed, that you're too intense, that you've lost balance. Good, because balance is for the bored. Legends are made in imbalance, in seasons of obsession, in long stretches of solitude, where the only thing keeping you going is the refusal to die with regret still in your throat. This season, it's not for balance, it's for building. Let others chase happiness. You, chase meaning. The clock is ticking. And one day, you'll die. Not a motivational line, not a metaphor, a fact. One day your heart will beat for the last time, and all that will remain is the story you wrote with your choices. So write something worth reading. Make them speak your name with reverence. Make your life so undeniable that even your enemies can't help but respect your rise. And if the climb breaks you, good. Break better. Because on the other side of every breakdown is the blueprint for your breakthrough. No more waiting, no more hoping, no more playing small, so others feel comfortable in your presence. You don't need permission. You don't need applause. You just need a decision. And here it is. You're done negotiating with weakness. You're done living at 40%. You're done doubting your own power. From this moment forward, every breath, every step, every sacrifice will be intentional. You will rise. You will build. You will dominate. Not because you're better than anyone else, but because you finally remembered who the hell you are. Lesson 1. Burn the script and embrace isolation. Core concept. Before you can rebuild your life with intention, you must destroy the script you were handed. That script was never yours. It was written by parents who settled, teachers who conformed, institutions that wanted obedience, not greatness. You were handed a name, a backstory, a personality built on survival. But none of that is you. It's a mask stitched together by fear, social pressure, and comfort. To become who you were destined to be, you must be willing to walk alone, burn the blueprint you were given, and stand in the ashes until the real you begins to speak. The truth you must swallow. Most people you love are addicted to their own limitations. They don't want you to break free because it reminds them that they've never tried. And when you start to evolve, truly evolve, they won't clap for you. They'll call you crazy. They'll call you selfish. They'll say you've changed, and you must nod and say, yes, I had to. The ritual of burning the script. This isn't symbolic, it's literal. Find a quiet space. Bring a notebook and a lighter. Write down every label you've been given, every identity you've worn that wasn't born from your soul. Write down the roles you played to be liked, accepted, tolerated. I'm the nice guy. I'm the quiet one. I'm the black sheep. I'm the peacemaker. I'm just not good with money. I'm not the athletic type. I'm the failure of the family. I'm not meant to win. And one by one, burn them. As each piece turns to ash, speak these words. This is not who I am. I am becoming something that cannot be labeled. Watch it disintegrate. Because in the destruction of what was, you create space for what can be. The 3 phases of isolation. You must embrace 1. Physical separation. Pull back from the world. No, you don't have to disappear forever, but you do need to break the cycle. That means taking 3 to 7 days away from screens, people, and noise. Find silence. Find discomfort. Go for long walks. Listen to the sound of your breath again. Let the stillness scream until it reveals truth. When you remove external influence, you begin to hear the voice of your higher self, the one that's been buried beneath other people's expectations. 2. Emotional detachment. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop bleeding for those who would watch you drown. Detach from the need for approval, from the desire to be understood. You were not designed to be understood by people committed to mediocrity. And if they can't see your worth now, don't force them. Leave them in the audience while you become the show they said would never happen. 3. Spiritual reconnection. The real you is not your trauma, not your past, not your ego. The real you is the infinite force buried beneath the pain. Reconnect to it. Wake up and stare in the mirror, not to see what the world sees, but to ask, what was I sent here to build? The moment you ask that question sincerely, the universe will start moving. The 3-day identity fast. Here's a practical tool to begin this lesson. Day 1, observe. Spend 1 full day doing nothing reactive. No TV, no social, no passive content. Observe your mind. Journal everything you think. Pay attention to how much of your behavior is habit, not choice. Notice how you adjust yourself around others, how you seek validation, how you crave certainty. Day 2, disconnect. Create space. Block the people who drain your energy. Turn your phone on airplane mode for hours. Sit with the discomfort. Let the void speak. This is where your past self tries to resurrect. Don't let it. Instead, write a page on who I am no longer willing to be. Day 3, declare. Now that you've felt the silence, speak. Look into a mirror and declare, the past version of me is dead. I now choose to become someone worth remembering. Write your own script. Create your personal code. 5 words that will define your rebirth. Examples: relentless, focused, free, forged, sovereign. Let those become your compass. Signs that you're on the right path. You feel misunderstood, but you no longer care. You prefer solitude over shallow connections. You feel grief, not for who you lost, but for who you never gave yourself permission to be. You are no longer interested in talking about goals. You're obsessed with becoming the person who achieves them silently. Final reminder: isolation is not punishment. It is the sacred chamber where warriors are born. And if you feel alone right now, that's good. It means you've left the herd. It means your metamorphosis has begun. The old world is burning. Now build something better. Lesson 2. Kill comfort. Choose the fire. Core concept. Comfort isn't your ally. It's the enemy dressed in soft clothing. It's the silent killer of warriors. The sedative that numbs your hunger. It seduces you slowly, through convenience, pleasure, routine, and good enough. Until you wake up one day as a diluted version of the person you were meant to become. The truth? You will never forge your legacy in the soft places. Comfort doesn't shape warriors. It breeds weakness. If you want to become someone the world remembers, you must develop the taste for fire. Not just tolerating pain, but choosing it, pursuing it, becoming it. The great lie of the comfortable world. Modern society is engineered to keep you docile. Comfort is sold as success. Luxury is praised while suffering is avoided like a plague. Everything is built to keep you in a loop of just fine. Food on demand, entertainment on tap, distraction in your pocket 24/7. Sleepwalkers with full stomachs and empty souls. But there's a war going on behind the curtain, one that most never wake up to. It's a war for your energy, your mind, your willpower. And only those who have trained themselves in the fire can even see the battlefield. You must wake up from the dream. You must look around and say, I am not dying comfortable. I am dying empty. The science of fire. Becoming addicted to the discomfort that builds you. Your body and brain are wired for survival, not greatness. So when you feel fear, fatigue, or resistance, it's not a warning. It's a signal that the edge is near, and only on the edge can transformation happen. Your nervous system tries to stop you before the growth begins. You have to override it. You have to train it to associate fire with fulfillment. And that means this. If it's comfortable, it's not enough. Daily practices to destroy the comfort programming. 1. Cold exposure. Start every morning with a cold shower or ice bath. Not for the health benefits. Those are just bonuses. Do it to master your inner bitch. Do it to remind yourself, first thing, that your feelings do not dictate your behavior. Let the shock hit you. Don't flinch. Don't pull back. Lean in. Stare down the discomfort and say, I choose the pain. 2. Fast from convenience. Choose 1 week each month where you fast from all non-essential comforts. No Uber Eats, no sugar, no alcohol, no social media, no streaming. Instead, create a discomfort calendar and replace those habits with the ones that sharpen you. Physical training, mental journaling, strategic solitude, reading actual books, building your business, skill set, or craft. Make this week sacred. Make it violent. Make it yours. 3. Physical challenge. Move your body every day. Not for six-pack abs, not for selfies. Do it because suffering with intention makes you dangerous. Train when you don't want to. Train when it rains. Train when you're tired. Train until you trust yourself in hell. Because if you can suffer in training, you will not fold in life. The anti-comfort contract exercise. Write out everything in your life that you do out of habit, not purpose. Everything that feels good in the moment, but leaves you weaker, lazier, or further from your vision afterward. These are your comfort crutches. Now make a contract with yourself. Write, starting today, I no longer seek comfort. I seek confrontation with who I used to be. List out your top 3 vices, and every time you feel the urge to indulge, replace it with a ritual of suffering. Feel like scrolling? Do push-ups. Feel like binge eating? Go on a run. Feel like quitting your task? Double the time. Let your pain become a sacred offering to your future self. The 72-hour rebellion protocol. You want a fast way to snap yourself out of the cycle? Do this. Day 1. Audit. Write down every comfort-based behavior you've been enslaved by. Everything you run to when you're avoiding the work. Food, screens, gossip, porn, comfort food, social media, alcohol, etc. Put a star next to the top 3. Day 2. Destroy. Go cold turkey for 24 hours. Replace all of it with intentional suffering. No distractions. Just your pain, your process, and your purpose. Make a new playlist. Train hard. Write for hours. Bleed into your craft. Day 3. Rebuild. Build your new daily structure. Design your life like a machine. Wake up earlier. Create a fire morning ritual. Choose your discomfort. Write the new rules. Frame them. Live them. Do this protocol monthly. As a ritual. As a reset. This is how you train your nervous system to love the fire. Rewire the mindset. From fear of fire to hunger for heat. Comfort has trained you to hesitate, to overthink, to doubt. So now, you need to train your mind to attack discomfort on instinct. The moment you feel resistance, move toward it. Smash the hesitation. Silence the doubt with violence. New internal commands to program. Discomfort is where I grow. I do not need easy. I need purpose. Pain is not my punishment. Pain is my proving ground. If I'm too comfortable, I'm not changing fast enough. These are your new affirmations. Repeat them until they rewire the circuits of your identity. How you know it's working. You stop needing motivation. You just move. You begin craving hard things, knowing they bring power. You view pain not as the enemy, but the invitation. You no longer see life through the lens of what's easy, but what builds me. People begin telling you you're too intense, and you feel nothing but fire behind your eyes. Final reminder: comfort is not the reward, it's the trap. The real reward is who you become when you learn to suffer with honor. You are not a civilian. You are a builder, a reformer, a soldier of your own destiny. So from this moment forward, don't run from the fire. Become it. Lesson 3. Build your identity with ruthless discipline. Core concept. There comes a point where motivation dies, where hype fades, where nobody is watching, and it's just you, staring at the person you've become. Discipline is the scalpel, and with it, you carve out the parts of yourself that no longer deserve to live. The world teaches you to chase feelings, to wait until it feels right, to only move when you're inspired. But here's the truth. If you only act when you feel like it, you'll die, as someone no one remembers. Discipline is the bridge between the man you were and the force you were meant to be. And to cross it, you have to kill the part of you that still negotiates. The identity blueprint. Identity is not discovered. It's engineered. It's built with repetition, with choices, with daily declarations that say, I don't care how I feel. I care who I'm becoming. You are not born relentless. You build it. You are not born focused. You train it. You are not born with the mindset of a legend. You hammer it into your nervous system by doing hard things every damn day until mediocrity dies screaming. How to build an identity through action. Step 1 is understanding this brutal law. You will never rise above your rituals. You can have the fire inside. You can see the vision. You can write the goals. But if your routines are soft, your life will collapse under the weight of your own dreams. The truth is, Every behavior is a vote for the type of identity you're becoming. Each time you wake up on time, you're casting a vote for the person who dominates his mornings. Each time you train when you don't want to, you reinforce the identity of someone who conquers weakness. Each time you journal, study, resist temptation, or sacrifice comfort, you're chiseling your new self from stone. Step-by-step process for identity reformation. 1. Define your identity statement. Write this out today. I am the type of person who insert your standard of excellence. Examples. I am the type of person who never misses twice. I am the type of person who keeps promises to himself. I am the type of person who shows up when no one else will. Burn that into your mind. This statement becomes your code. 2. Create rituals that humiliate your former self. Choose 5 daily non-negotiables that will become the cornerstones of your new identity. These are your bricks. Examples. Wake time before sunrise. Cold exposure, intense physical training, strategic silence, journaling, reading, or deep work. Dietary protocol. No processed food, 16/8 fasting, etc. Business craft output. X hours of building daily. Track these daily. Miss one, start over. No leniency, no mercy. This is your warpath. 3. Operate on a zero negotiation system. Feelings are irrelevant. You act because it's time. You execute because it's scheduled. Discipline means acting when it's boring, inconvenient, and thankless, especially then. Every time you override your mood and follow through, your identity hardens. You become unshakable. Why most people fail, and how you don't. Most people treat discipline like a hobby. They dabble. They try. They rely on motivation, hoping one day they'll just become better. You build systems. You eliminate variance. You build a schedule so airtight it chokes the life out of procrastination. The moment you let feelings into the command center, you lose. Because feelings are weak. And your legacy doesn't care how tired you are. The Discipline Tracking Protocol, DTP. Here's a system to ensure you build discipline at the molecular level. Step 1. Identify 5 identity-forming habits. Pick the 5 daily disciplines that, if executed without fail, would make you a monster in 90 days. Step 2. Build a daily discipline grid. Create a grid with 30 boxes across 5 rows, 1 for each habit. Each time you hit the discipline, mark it. If you miss it, X the entire day. Step 3. Publicly commit. Optional but brutal. Tell 1 to 2 people what you're doing. Give them permission to call you out if you fail. Put money on the line. Attach pain to failure. Step 4. Go 30 days without breaking the chain. No slip-ups, no excuses, just execution. This isn't about intensity. It's about integrity. After 30 days, your old self will be unrecognizable. The inner dialogue of a disciplined warrior. Most people hear a weak voice every morning. Just sleep in. You can do it later. You deserve a break. It's okay to skip once. But your voice changes. You replace that voice with new commands. I don't negotiate with weakness. Comfort is a trap. I choose fire. This is who I am now. I keep going. I've earned nothing. Back to work. I am not interested in average. Period. This is reprogramming. Speak these until your bones believe them. Your discipline must become identity-protecting armor. There will be days when chaos comes, when your emotions spike, when temptation sings louder than your purpose. And that's when discipline shows its true value. You will act, not because it's easy, but because to skip would be a betrayal of who you now are. You don't go back, You don't regress. You move with sacred violence. Because now every task is holy. Every rep is spiritual warfare. Every choice either strengthens or weakens the fortress of your becoming. How you know discipline is taking root. You stop needing permission to act. You just do. You feel uneasy when routines break. Not because of guilt, but because you miss the war. You no longer complain about tasks. They are expressions of identity. People begin to tell you they can feel something different in how you carry yourself. Final reminder. This isn't about being perfect. It's about becoming undeniable. Discipline is the tool you use to bury your former self, to slay the soft identity, to carve a legacy from nothing but grit, scars, and will. So from now on, no more skipping steps, no more half effort, no more pity parties. You get up, you show up, you build, every day, until the world can't look away, until your name becomes evidence of what happens when discipline becomes religion. Lesson 4. Master focus like a blade. Core concept. Focus isn't just a productivity hack. It's the sharpest weapon in the warrior's arsenal. In an age of distraction, the one who can sustain focus is the one who rises. Not the most talented, not the loudest, not the one with the most connections. The one who can hold the line. The one who can stare into a single objective for months, years, without blinking. Because what you focus on becomes your life. And most people, they've traded their life for pixels, for pings, for dopamine, for the empty worship of constant stimulation. Focus is not natural anymore. It must be trained, like a weapon forged in isolation. The quiet war, you're already losing, unless you fight back. Let's be brutally honest. Your focus has already been hijacked by apps engineered to make you addicted, by endless feeds that fracture your thoughts, by people, pings, politics, and problems that don't serve your purpose, but have your full attention anyway. You think you're making progress, but you're just busy, tired, but not effective, exhausted, but unfocused, moving, but going nowhere. You're not building, you're bouncing, from thought to thought, task to task, tab to tab. And the truth is, the mind that's split in 10 directions achieves nothing. The mind that's pierced into one becomes unstoppable. Focus is your freedom, but only if you protect it. Focus is not passive. It is war. And every day you either win that war, or you waste another 24 hours chasing noise. To win, you must become ruthless with your time, ruthless with your attention, ruthless with your environment, ruthless with how many doors you leave open in your mind. You are either a sniper, or you're spraying bullets at shadows and wondering why nothing hits. Training the mind like a weapon. The protocol. Step 1. Declare your target. If you don't know what you're hunting, your mind will wander into mediocrity. Start every week with brutal clarity. This is what I will destroy this week. One goal, not 5, not 10. One dominating priority. This becomes your North Star. Write it. Post it. Say it out loud every morning. Step 2. Build the fortress. Control the environment. Your focus doesn't stand a chance in a chaotic environment. Silence the noise. Close the doors. Put your phone in another room. Use website blockers like cold turkey. Tell the people in your life, do not interrupt unless someone is bleeding. Train your environment to serve your war, not distract from it. Step 3. Deep work blocks. Use 90-minute sprints. One task, one mission. No switching, no quick checks, no multitasking. Between blocks, recover, walk, hydrate, breathe, then reload. Your focus must pulse like a sniper's breath. Lock in, fire, recover, repeat. Step 4. Kill the open loops. Every thought you leave unresolved is a parasite eating your focus. Write it down. Don't hold it. Use a mental dump journal, 1 page per day. Everything swirling in your head, put it there. Free your RAM. Reclaim your operating power. The focus identity. Reprogramming ritual. You don't just want to focus occasionally. You want to become the type of person whose very presence demands attention. To do that, create a new identity code around focus. Examples. I do deep work while others drown in distraction. I master my attention like a warrior sharpens his blade. I protect my focus with the same force I protect my future. Say it. Repeat it. Live it. This isn't just about getting more done. It's about becoming someone rare in a world full of scatterbrains. How to ruthlessly eliminate distraction. Cut the digital tethers. No notifications. Anywhere. Set strict screen limits. No social before work. Phone goes to grayscale. Dopamine dies in black and white. No phone near your bed. Period. Audit your inputs. Who do you listen to? What do you consume? If it doesn't fuel your focus, cut it. Podcasts, people, playlists. If it doesn't sharpen you, it softens you. Eliminate the middle. The worst place to be is in between doing something and thinking about doing it. Decide. Commit. Act. You must train your mind to jump on command, not crawl through hesitation. The Focus Mastery Timeline. Focus is built over time, in stages. Week 1. You'll struggle. Your brain will scream. The urge to check your phone will feel like a craving for oxygen. Week 2. The noise will start to quiet. You'll begin to feel traction. Week 3. You'll start craving deep work. You'll feel disgusted by distraction. Week 4. Plus, you will have rewired your brain to obey, not react. Keep pushing. Every second of resistance is reprogramming. Reflection. Where is your energy leaking? Ask yourself, what in my life consumes my energy but produces no return? What thoughts dominate my mind that have nothing to do with my mission? What would happen if I gave my full attention to one goal for the next 12 months? If you gave your full attention to one vision, you'd be unrecognizable in a year. But most people never do. They never hold the line. They let the world interrupt their destiny in 30-second increments. Not you. Not anymore. How you know your focus is weaponized. You get lost in your craft. Hours feel like minutes. You feel angry when people interrupt. You feel more peace when you work than when you scroll. You stop fantasizing about your future and start building it quietly. Final reminder. You don't need to do more. You need to focus better. You don't need more hacks. You need less noise. You don't need permission to lock in. You need to understand what's at stake if you don't. So from this moment forward, focus becomes sacred. Distraction becomes your enemy. And you become the weapon no one saw coming. Hold the line. Lesson 5. Rise through obsession, not permission. Core concept. There comes a moment in every warrior's journey when they realize no one is coming to crown them. No one is showing up with validation. No one is handing them destiny on a silver platter. You can't wait for permission to chase the life you were born to build, because most of the world is asleep, and they want you to stay asleep with them. Obsession is the only antidote. Not interest, not excitement. Obsession. A level of commitment so violent, so pure, that the world has no choice but to move out of your way or get run over. The disease of waiting. Most people die in a hallway of almosts. They almost started the business. They almost launched the brand. They almost got in shape. They almost walked away from the relationship that was killing them. They almost lived. Why? Because they were waiting. Waiting to be more confident. Waiting for clarity. Waiting for a sign from the universe. Waiting for their friends to believe in them. Waiting until it felt right. And here's the cold truth. If you need permission, you'll never rise. Because this world is built to deny you until you decide to take it anyway. Obsession is sacred. We've been taught that obsession is unhealthy, that it's too intense, too aggressive, too much. But look around. Every legend you admire, every innovator, every conqueror, every immortalized name was obsessed. They lived, breathed, bled for their mission. While the world chased balance, they chased dominance. While others tried to fit in, they built something the world had never seen. And here's the difference. They didn't wait for the right time. They made it the right time. The Obsession Alignment Protocol. To make obsession your default setting, you must bring violent clarity to your life. Step 1. Identify the one mission. You don't need 100 goals. You need one. One hill to die on. One empire to build. One war worth fighting. Write this down. If I gave the next 3 years of my life to one mission, what would it be? Answer it. Don't be vague. Don't play humble. Say what you really want. Step 2. Create the sacred schedule. If it's not on your calendar, it's not real. Block off time for your mission daily. Early mornings, late nights, weekends if needed. Protect it like it's oxygen. Make it non-negotiable. Nothing touches it. Not people. Not feelings. Not circumstances. Your calendar should mirror your obsession. Step 3. Build the obsession environment. Surround yourself with reminders of what you're building. Whiteboards, vision statements, alarms with your mission name, music that makes you feel like war is coming. Turn your home, your desk, your gym, your phone, into an altar to your mission. Let it haunt you. Let it consume you. This is how obsession becomes your operating system. The daily obsession check-in. Ask yourself each night, did I move the mission forward today? Did I do the hard thing or the convenient thing? Did I protect my vision or did I prostitute it for temporary comfort? If the answer is no, fix it before bed. Even if it's just one set, one email, one push. Do something to honor the war. Why most people will hate your obsession and why that's good. When you become obsessed, you will lose people. Not because you're toxic, but because your fire reveals their stagnation. They'll call you cold, selfish, too serious, too ambitious, not fun anymore. Let them. Because you're not here to entertain anyone. You're here to build. And those who can't handle the pressure of your transformation were never meant to make the trip anyway. Obsession is the ultimate filtration system. It reveals who's real and who's just there for the comfort of your past. Obsession versus interest. Know the difference. Interest is casual. Obsession is crucifixion. Interest says, I'll do it when I feel like it. Obsession says, I'll do it no matter what bleeds. Interest lasts until it gets inconvenient. Obsession continues through loss, betrayal, chaos, and isolation. Interest looks around and waits. Obsession locks in and becomes the signal. If you're not obsessed, don't lie to yourself. You don't want it bad enough. Yet. The sacred sacrifice. Obsession demands sacrifice. You must give something up to rise. It might be comfort distraction, social circles, short-term validation, even the version of you that played small to keep others comfortable. You must kill the parts of yourself that can't survive the next level. The parts that hesitate, the parts that need applause, the parts that only move when it's easy. Let them burn. That version of you was never built for the fire, and you don't rise without flames. How you know? You're obsessed. You feel more alive in solitude than in company. You forget to eat because you're locked in. You start to crave pain because it means you're growing. You go to sleep dreaming about it. You wake up ready to die for it. That's not unhealthy. That's what it takes. Final reminder. You will not get where you want to go by waiting. You will not become who you were born to be by seeking approval. You will not build an empire with soft goals and broken focus. This world bows to those who move with such violent intention that reality has no choice but to submit. So choose your mission. Build the fire. Protect the vision. Reject the noise. Live like no one is watching, because no one is. This isn't about motivation. This is about rebirth. So rise. Obsessed. Focused. Unapologetically dangerous. Because your mission cannot afford another day of hesitation. To the returning GrimFace warriors, you already know what this is. You've walked through fire. You've faced your demons. You've burned the old script and began forging the new one, line by line, day by day, in blood, sweat, and discipline. You are the few, the focused, the feared. And to those who are just now waking up, to those who feel something rising inside that they can't explain, welcome. But understand this, we are not here for comfort. We are not here for motivation without action. We are here to rebuild ourselves from the ashes, to rise when the world expects us to fold. This is war for the self, and every warrior who joins the legion makes the world harder to break and harder to lie to. Subscribe now if you're ready to step into the fire, because this is only the beginning. Big things are coming. Courses, tools, challenges, a community forged in silence, but built for domination. No more hesitation. No more soft living. No more waiting. You were meant for more. Now become it. GrimFace, rise with us.